Well, the Crown Prince of Bahrain is set to visit the White House on Monday to discuss the peace talk efforts. One America's Christina Bobb spoke with Middle East expert Erielle Davidson to learn more. Take a look.
Erielle Davidson, a senior policy analyst at the Jewish Institute for National Security of America and expert on Middle East policy, discussed the developments today on peace in the Middle East. The Crown Prince of Bahrain will be visiting the White House on Monday to discuss normalizing relations with Israel.
Bahrain plans to normalize relations with Israel. I think it's a huge win for the Trump administration. I hope that the Trump administration gets lauded for this move, especially given the fact that so many predicted that Trump would sort of be this bull in a china shop when it came to the Middle East. And I think that's largely been the case, but for the good. He's really shaken up the orthodoxy when it comes to how we approach politics in the Middle East. And, you know, my hope would be that the national security reporting community actually gives him credit where it's due.
The Trump administration's policies starkly differ from the Obama-Biden days. Trump has taken a hard stance on the Middle East, but also taken a firm stance on peace. His policies are shaping the discussion today.
What we're seeing is, you know, the UAE deal between Israel and the UAE is representative of the fact that we're dealing with an entirely new Middle East. This is not the Middle East that was there when Obama came to office in 2008. What we're seeing now is a total and utter realignment, an anti-Iran coalition forming essentially in response to the Iran deal. So when the Obama administration put forth the Iran deal, their whole thesis was that we're going to rebalance the Middle East. We're going to see power structures that normally existed, we're going to take those down, i.e. meaning we're going to take power away from our traditional allies and empower the mullahs in Iran. We're going to unfreeze their assets, we're going to salvage their economy, we're going to do all these things for Iran in the hopes that we can appease them in some way and stop them from building a nuclear weapon. Well, that's not really how things played out.
The latest developments have reshaped the Middle East and opened the door to discussion. Davidson says that President Trump's policies in Iran have largely been responsible for the change.
Iran basically decentralized their nuclear program, didn't actually stop their nuclear activities, and Trump came to office and he said enough is enough.
Watching the developments in the Middle East as we remember the tragedy of September 11th signals a hopeful future for Middle East relations.
My heart and my prayers, my thoughts go out to those families who lost a loved one, who suffered any sort of injury, our first responders who showed up, who continue to face possible illnesses from exposure at Ground Zero. It's one of those things that no words ever seem appropriate for 9/11. But I will say that I hope we can build a better and more peaceful Middle East, and so to prevent anything like that from ever happening again.
As we remember the tragedy of September 11th, we hope towards a more peaceful future. I'm Christina Bobb for One America News, Washington.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.